Who knows what evil lives in the heart of games? The Shadows knows.
Hi, I'm the Shadows Knows and I'm back with another Commodore 64 budget video. Tonight I'm going to play the game BMX Racers by Mastertronic again, 1985, so it's another of the early Mastertronic games. And I think this is one of the games that the Darling brothers made for Mastertronics. Yes, it was. And typical for those was that they had this introduction screen which told you about the story of the game and the controls. Many people were probably annoyed by this because if you started loading and went out of the room to do something else while the Commodore 64 loaded for like 5 minutes or so, it would stop loading after half a minute and would not continue until you pressed a key twice. So yeah, but I never did leave the room while loading a game. I probably listened to some music or watched TV. So yeah, it wasn't too bad for me. And yeah, I had this game as a kid. I bought it with my own money, 10 German marks. Is what the Mastertronic games were priced over here. And they were quite widely available. I remember that there were at least 2 or 3 regular stores that did not, at least one of them did not have video games otherwise, but they did have the rack of Mastertronic and later Codemasters budget games. I don't remember ever seeing any of those Firebird budget games, and I already was on the Amiga when the players and how were they called, alternative games, I think, alternative software, I think, started their budget releases. Then I was already on the Amiga. But I found some of them with my C16, so they must have been available over here, even though I haven't seen them. The Mastertronic games were cheap enough to just... oh, and it's already loaded. And yeah, I really hated this game back in the days. Yeah, for me that was not $10 well spent. And it does have some glitches, so if you hit the course complete, get ready writing, you will die. Also, you will die if you hit anything. So this is a very unrewarding game with a single life, horrible music, terrible scrolling, and I'm not sure if I will last for 10 minutes in this game. I'm really not sure. I mean, the first course is reasonably easy. And the music is the same, it only changes to another waveform. And I don't think I ever finished the third course in this game. Oh shit! Yeah, and the music changes back to the initial waveform. Holy. Yes, it does get more and more difficult. But since it's not much fun in the first place, and not even 5 minutes, so I have to continue playing this a bit. And it's also very unforgiving in its collision detection. And by the way, this game was suggested to me by who was it? By Geigerpunk or Gigapunk. Not sure how to pronounce it. Because initially I did not plan to cover this because I really hate this game. But yeah, I try to play all the suggested games if I can find a tape image of them. So far from the game I've chosen from the basically from the reviews on C64. There was one game that I could not find, Robo something from Alpha Omega Software. Well, I could find a cracked version of this, but not a tape image. So yeah, I cannot cover this game unless I find either the tape image or the tape. But I assume a tape image that's not included into the game is 64 is rare enough that I will not stumble upon it very soon. And yes, the game is 64 does have tape images included. You have to get the extras with the artwork and all the stuff, and if I remember correctly, they also contain G64 images, which are images of copy protected C64 floppy disks, which include the copy protection. So if you have a device that does support them, you could also play uncracked games from disk and not only from tape. And I think the 1541 Ultimate does support them. And I also think the Pi 1541 does support them. So I will surely try that once I do have a Pi 1541. I do plan to build one myself, because I think it's only a bunch of level shifters that are needed to adapt the Pi to the to the Commodore 64 floppy disk connector. So it's the rest is done in software, so it's like $2 to build this, provided I already have a Raspberry Pi 3, which I don't. But the Pi can also be used for other things, so yeah, sooner or later I have to get a Pi 3 myself anyways. And that would be interesting as well, to have the same experience that buyers of the original copy would have had. I mainly had cracked copies. I think the only disc game on the C64 I ever bought was a German copy of The Heart of Africa. Because I could only find an English one, and a cracked English one, of course, and I did not understand English well enough back then to have had any fun with that, so I asked my parents to buy me the German one, and they did for some holiday or something like that. And I think that was the only full price floppy disk game I had on the C64. I had more games on the Amiga that I purchased, not in total number but more full price games. I had maybe a dozen of budget games on the C64. And they felt like they were cheap enough not to bother pirating them. Especially in like 86, 87, where my pocket money was raised quite a bit by my parents. Probably because so I did not have to bother them all day to give me money to buy some blank floppy disks or a new joystick or stuff like that. Yeah, I initially had of course my two Atari 2600 joysticks. Then I bought a Quickshot 1, I think. No, I bought that later. I first bought two Quickshot 2 for my C64, even though I had the Atari joysticks. Then I bought a Quickshot 1 because I had terrible troubles to get the diagonals right on the Quickshot 2, and it was far easier on the Quickshot 1 that my classmate had. And they were really cheap, but they also broke very quickly. And then I think I also bought I'm sure I also bought a Competition Pro, not a Competition Pro, a Quickshot 9. That weird huge thing with the sphere-like stick. Yeah, it was, the stick was a half of a sphere. It looked like a ginormous trackball, but it was still a joystick. I found it very useful in games like Decathlon, and even so it had some sort of micro switches. It also broke very quickly, but I still used it plugged into port 1 of the C64, so I could press the fire buttons with my feet, and that acted like pressing the spacebar in many games and programs. So yeah, they were sort of useful. And then I got my first Competition Pro, and that lasted very, very long. I think the case where the left fire button was mounted did break eventually. So yeah, I basically got rid of that stick because of that. I kept all the other parts to as spare for my next joystick, the Competition Pro Clear, that I got as a present from my uncle. And I think this video was long enough by now, so you have to watch the next video to listen to me continue to waffle about the joysticks I had. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.